Yeah, okay. Well, it's a little bit self-evident there too. It involves the religious idea, the God idea, etc., doesn't it? So, all of us have been brought up with this idea. And when I hear, as I go along in my experience in my life here, as I hear these things that, okay, I'm from this country, or you were born here, or you were here or there, or whatever at some time. What does that mean? Really? We're real life free beings, like the sun shining. And so as long as we keep relating to these ideas, I'm here in Mexico, there's an identity with me as an American USA, but that's it. I'm not an American. Yeah. And so again, as we go through these experiences, look at what is taking place in the ideas, because they are all ideas in a sentence that, for the most part, we like to agree to. It's a big filing cabinet. We're all like big filing cabinets. We take in all this information and we file it. And then we relate it to ourselves. It's like, oh, I have this driver's license. I have, I have this birth certificate. I have this passport. This is where I live, etc. But is it really so? And is that what you really want? Yeah. So again, there are hints along these lines, and also because the God idea, the worship, all this stuff, and we can say, oh, it's all nonsense and whatever. And I've heard people say that, and I've watched them go back to Eckankar and religion at the same time because it's still there. You see? Yeah. The idea is, don't ever think it's not, because it is. You're in a world, you're in a prison yard that's totally poisoned and bombarding you with all kinds of subliminals every single moment. And so it's about awareness, and you decide. And these things become hidden within us, just like dust in your house. You dust your house, it's all clean, and you think, it's all clean. Okay, is it really? No, not really. But anyhow, you got most of it. But each day goes by, a little more dust comes in, doesn't it? And you don't notice it. You really don't notice it until, maybe a month later, 2 months later, maybe years later. It's like, oh my gosh, this place is filthy. Because you really didn't see, little by little, what is taking place. And this, again, is what people do not notice. So look at the experience itself. I know myself, for my personal self, I constantly go through it too. I go through certain experiences. I see certain things, and at the same time, I have to make adjustments, just like you do with your car changing the oil or whatever. I have to make certain adjustments with the personal self too, because it latches onto things. That's just how it is. So look at the experience and all that's taking place there. And the idea is, the best idea is to confront it all of it, every idea. It's not about saying, no, I don't believe in that. No, that's it. It's to confront it, face it, and see it, and be okay with it, because it's nothing. See, as soon as we start having ideas about the ideas, then we're attached to the ideas that we have about whatever it is. Oh, no, I don't believe in God. So you got that idea. Now you're attached to that idea. Oh, no, I don't believe in it. I don't want to hear that. See? Resistance. All resistance. And what does that equal? It's attachment in reverse. It's the same thing. Love, hate. It's all attachment. Just because you don't like it and you're thinking that, oh, I'm okay. Are you? Will you face it? See? It's very interesting what we're going through. So again, the transitions of what we here are going through in the new presentation, what's being presented, is far more so. Look at the old monks and whatever. They're sitting there celibate, they're vegetarians or whatever. They sit around and om all day long, whatever. And where exactly are they? They're really nowhere, but that's okay, because we have to respect the choice of others. And so if somebody asks me about God, and they have, it's like, do you believe in God or whatever? And I just say, I'm fine with everything. No resistance, not like, no, I don't believe in God. No, that. It's like, I'm fine with everything. Because I like to see people, I like to see the heart of people. I really do. I practice seeing the heart of them more and more and more because they are struggling to see. And so I like to have fun with them. And humor is the best way to break through. Yes, laughing is the best way to break through that. Nothing is serious. The government and all this stuff like this, or somebody robs a bank or whatever. Oh, this is a serious matter. No, they tell you that. You've been brainwashed. You've been literalized to think so. No, it's not. I'll tell you this little story. My daughter, and I did it too when I was younger. I took things from the supermarket where I got good at it at about 8 years old. I really got good at it. I had this little trick to do certain things. But anyhow, so at about, Lindsay was about 14. She went with her girlfriends to South Coast Plaza, which is all the big name stores, May Company, all these things, Saks Fifth Avenue. And they went in there and they started putting on clothes and they were going to walk out. Well, the security guard caught them. And so they called us up. The security called us up. And so Sunday was at work. My wife was at work. And so I went over there and I thought this was kind of humorous. And so I went over there, went to the security area. I think it was May Company or something, whatever. And I started talking to them, and they told me the story. And I thought, okay, whatever. And I actually brought some. I had my business, the AAA patio covers, and I had made a bunch of little blue frisbees that said AAA patio covers on it. So I brought some of the frisbees for the fun of it because I hand them away. I bought like 500 of them. They were like $1 each, and they were great. People love frisbees. Lots of times businessmen leave pens and stuff, but those are boring. You know, people got all kinds of pens, but frisbees, oh, they like those. Even did it into Mexico when we drove down to Baja, my brother and I in 05. I brought a bunch of frisbees and gave them to the guards and the toll booth guys in the military. But anyhow, so I gave them that, and the other mothers, a couple of the other mothers were there too, of the girls, and I had not met them before. And one of them walked up to me and she was really kind of pissed at me. It's like, you're not taking this serious, are you? And I really didn't have anything to say. But anyhow, so we left. Everything was fine. As long as the parents came, everything was fine. And when I got into the car and was driving back with Lindsay, I said, did you learn anything? And she said, yes. And I said, it's all okay. It's all okay. I kind of laughed. It's like, it's all funny. And she said, well, don't tell Mom, Dad. Don't tell Mom. I said, fine, I won't tell her. I'm not concerned. You're fine. Nothing was hurt. You had an adventure. That was it. No big deal. You know, they're not out anything. Even if you took them, who cares? You know, it's just how it is. It's your life, whatever. It's all fine. So we were cool with that. But of course, the mothers talked with each other. I think one of them called up, and then Sunday found out, and she was upset with me because I didn't tell her. And I said, it's no big deal. So again, the personal self here goes through all kinds of things. And it's okay. We just learn to face it. And so it's not what we think. And so we just be a little gentler with it and less attitudes. See, I like facing it all. I like the challenge of facing it all. Because these people are struggling. That's why in the groups, when I write the Facebook groups, I'm talking to the elites. I'm talking to the elites. There's one of the book covers titles in NUUU. They don't have to be afraid. I'm talking to them. You don't have to be afraid. It's okay. We'll help you. Yeah. Instead of hating them and down with the Fed and all this stuff like that. Yeah, they're poisoning the world. I don't like it either. I get pissy. I cuss at the chemtrail pilots, you know, you assholes. Look what you're doing. You know, but at the same time, when we confront them, we have the possibility of being creative and showing them something better because there's always better choices. And that's why everybody's here to try and make a better choice. So again, in this experience, look at all the ideas that are floating around. Look at the reaction to the ideas. You see? It's not about good or bad. It's about awareness. Simply facing it. I know that's a lot.